What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Zary, and before we get into the video, I just want to remind everybody, if you're under level 15 and you want $10 worth of free stuff, go to your settings, go to use promo code, and type in XMG Gift. You do that, you'll get $10 worth of free stuff. It helps support the channel. So if you're under level 15, make sure you're using that promo code XMG Gift. Enjoy the video. What is happening, everybody? It is your boy Zary, and we are here with a tower kind of tutorial. Now, I have my account progression review winner coming up. We had to push that off, but as you know, I'm a big fan of Jiggigs, and he has helped me out greatly. And in his Discord, he has someone who helps him out, Setharoff, and I jump in there and talk when I can, and really fantastic guy. And he's going to actually help me with my raid account, so that'll be a video. And I told him I'd help out with his Dragon Champions account, and he's struggling to get through Tower. And we're going to, when me and him can link up, we're going to actually break down his account and do a little bit of a review. But he let me come in here and try to get him through the tower mode on a consistent basis. Because once you can auto tower, pretty much your life in this game is so much easier. And one of the things that we have to do first when you look at how you're going to compose a tower team is you gotta look at your roster, and you gotta look at synergies, and you have to look at longevity, because tower mode is a grind and it's a climb. So we're gonna come over to his tower mode, and he did do the first 4 battles, which is fine, and then he left it here for me. So in his tower mode, he has 19 complete. He needs 80 more to unlock auto. And part of the problem with tower mode is people want to auto it, and especially if you come from like Raid Shadow Legends, you're used to autoing things and moving on with your life. And some people don't care how long it takes them, but if you want to get this done as fast as you possibly can, manually is the way to do it. Now, over here, if my big fat head is in the way, you can see we have the side rooms. Now, do not change your focus to get those side rooms complete. The side rooms on 3 and 6 are definitely achievable for every player, pretty much, in my opinion. And then the one on 9, you can just skip it. Once you auto the tower, you will receive all the rewards for the side rooms. So you just kind of let it be, right? So we're going to jump back over to his account here, and we're going to take a look at his heroes. And that's where I started. I started with his heroes. Now, he just hit level 80. And he's got a pretty good jump, and he's got some good characters here. He's got some Solius, Traumgrad, Cruel, Freezard, Patriarch Chi. He's got Renara, Garrett, Zera, Nightiel, Eric Shieldbreaker, Kin Lee. He's even got more Doom, which is huge. Now, he must have just unlocked more Doom, because he wasn't there before, and he's only gear 9. So he gets him up to gear 11. That'll be huge for his account and tower progression. But what I did is I built a team for him based on longevity with some substitutes in there, and it's kind of a tutorial for him. It's a tutorial for anybody else out there that how I would put together a tower team. Now I start off with Solius. Solius is going to be his lead. Alright, so his leadership, both physical and magic damage for all allies of the order, and then counter chance for humans, and blah 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 blah. So he's kind of an all-encompassing lead. This is going to be primarily all but one character here is going to be a order. Okay, so we're going for damage. So he's going to boost his own damage. So when I looked at runes, what I did is I looked for speed and survivability. Alright, because he's going to boost his damage. We looked for some damage in the secondary stats. So when I went through and re-runed, I just went for speed, because we want him to get those heals off and that Amos Blessing as fast as possible. Now, the only non-order member of this team right now is going to be Traumgar. And when more Doom's ready to roll, more Doom will be put in, and I'll get to that. But when you're looking at Tromgar, right, we all know he can stun on his basic. 35% chance to stun, but we need his potency to be high. So we built him in a potency tenacity build so he can possibly get those, not get stunned. So I went through and I just built him for potency, damage, a little bit of speed. We got him to 148, pretty happy with that for where we are in the game. But his potency's at 88%. That's huge. That's really, really good, and that's what you want if you're taking Tromgar into the tower. You want him to be that crowd control champion, and he's going to be the CC. His primary role here is to put up that taunt, soak up the damage, stun, right? But he also has a great move here where he gains 2 stacks of regeneration, recovers 10% of his health, and then removes all of his debuffs. So we kind of keep that in our back pocket for when we need Tromgar. Next one on the team is Cruel. We're taking in Cruel because of, one, she's our Dispeller on the taunt, right? So we save this move for when the defender has taunt. Doesn't matter if we have a reflection up or not, but it allows us to get through that taunt. All right, then we have the Create Reflection, and as I go through each fight and we talk a little bit about each fight, what we're going to do is sometimes we might copy a healer, sometimes we might copy another tank, sometimes we might copy a mage. Okay, so it all depends, but that's her primary role, and then some damage, but we just want him to go fast. I put a critical chance set on her to get a little bit more damage out of her, because if we can copy a third mage, all those mages are going to go invisible. Tromgar has his taunt up. It's really going to help. So that passive ability with the Create Reflection and to be able to dispel, awesome. Damage she deals is just a plus. Damage dealer on the team is going to be Freezard. All right, and he has a T7 ability on his basic, which is huge. So he has. I went through. I put a little bit of potency on him. Got his potency up to 91%. We put some speed on him, because we want him to go fast to inflict the AoE. Now, we got to speed to 205. We could bump that down and put in a damage set, but he does pretty good damage as it is. So I looked for some survivability, and he does have the cheat death on his passive. But putting that slow on is going to be big for us, so that's why he's there. Then we have Patriarch Chi. Patriarch Chi brings a lot of cool stuff to this team. Number one is his passive ability. When applying shield, he heals an ally. When they're at full health, they gain 15% more shield instead. We're going to use Fortitude every single time it's available. Whether we need it or not, we're going to use it. Okay? Then he has his Meditation, where allies of the Order gain tenacity increase and self-control. But right here, gains tenacity increase and applies it to 4 allies. So Tromgar can get a tenacity increase. So that is awesome. Then he has his Crane technique, where he puts on shield, 700% of his shield, with 2 and removes 2 debuffs from the allies. So he's the Dispeller for this team. So you can kind of see where I'm going. We have Soleus to up the damage for everybody, which allows us to put the speed sets on everybody. Then we have Cruel, who's our Dispeller and brings in that extra party member. Tromgar to soak up the damage. Freezard to do the damage, and Patriarch Chi as that support heal. Keep our shields topped up as much as possible. So we're going to jump over into a fight, and we're going to go from there. Alright, so what we got here is what you got to keep in mind is you're going to try to set yourself up for later rounds. So you always have to be mindful of your abilities and things like that. So you're looking at a team, and a lot of it comes with knowledge, right? So what we're going to do here first is Patriarch Chi is going to be a big pain in the butt on this team. So we're going to start with him. Of course he dodged. We're going to get our taunt up with Tromgar right away. We got Patriarch Chi out of there. Now this is a lower level, but that potency decrease is going to stink, right? So here we're stuck behind a tank, and neither one of these people is really going to do much to us. So we're going to get rid of that daze, and we're going to get rid of that potency decrease on his second ability. All right. So we could make a copy here, but we're going to save it because I don't really feel we need it for this level. And we're just going to start chipping away at Kinley. Get a little AoE. See, good thing we removed that daze, because now he can counter and do his thing. And we're just going to basic. Just keep using your basic on those early levels. Now, our fortitude or crane technique is up. So we're going to take that crane technique, put it right on Tromgar. Keep him topped up as much as we possibly can. And we're just going to continue to go through. And we're going to save the basic. Now we're going to come over to Uncle Ho because he can do the next highest amount of damage. And he's out of there. Tromgar comes in. We got the stun. No cooldown, so we don't got to worry about that. And there we go. We moved on. But you see, we left this battle with more health or more shield than we came into it on Tromgar. So that is a plus. And we got our cooldowns ready to go. So this battle, we have a Tromgar lead, Freezard, Snorri. So Snorri's going to get the cheat death. We have 0 with the heal block abilities. Aurelia, we're not worried about. Okay? So we're going to let Tromgar get his taunt up. We're going to stealth him with Cruel. Then we're going to start picking away at Freezard, then Zira, Snorri. That's how we're going to do this one. And at that order, we should be definitely okay. We should be where we want to be. And you'll kind of see it play out. So here we go. We're going to start chipping away at Freezard. Now, we could here make a copy of Freezard, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea, because it's going to stealth our back row. So we'll make that copy. They go invisible. Now we got 2 AoE abilities, so we're going to save that. We're going to put the slow on Freezard. Now we have Crane Technique back up. So we are going to see who needs it most. We're going to put that right onto Freezard. Ah, wrong Freezard, but that's alright. We can survive it. We're going to get our taunt up. Save this because Tromgar hasn't taunted yet. Okay, we got Freezard out of there. Now we're going to put on our Tenacity. Let's get Zira out of here. And we still got a lot of heal blocks up. Plus nobody needs health yet, so we don't need to heal. So we're just going to focus on getting Zira out of there. Come over to Snorri. Now we got our Crane Technique back up. Gonna put that on Tromgar, get him some shield back. And now we're gonna basic our way through. Got a clutch stun there, so we're not gonna use this because we got the stun now. And we just continue to use basics to get our cooldowns back where we want them. And there we go. Now remember, in towers, if things don't work out the way you want it to, back out before the fight ends, go in and restart it. It's okay, that can happen. You can do that. So here we have Nightiel, who's Dispels, and we have Major Shot, who blinds. And then we have Patriarch Tree and Aurelia. Darian, we're not worried about. We can get around him. So we're going to start with Major Shot, because he's probably the squishiest out of all these characters. Get him out of there. Go to Nightiel, Chi, Aurelia. Okay? And as you can see, you just make that quick game plan in your head. Comes with experience, comes with fighting it a couple times. And if what you have set up going into the level doesn't work, you just back out, rethink it, and go from there. But having your cooldowns reset all the time is just solid. So we're going to put up the Tenacity. Here, we're going to copy Nightiel because she has a passive Dispel and assist with Soleus. And it's going to give us our third mage. Come over to Major Shot, get that slow on him. Get our taunt up. Okay, who needs shield? Does Freezard here? Look at that. Full health, almost full shield. Look at all those assists. Beautiful thing. Nightiel's passive took his taunt away, so we don't have to waste our move here. So now we're going to switch to Nightiel. Still haven't healed yet. Still doing pretty solid. Just continue to use our basics, whittle our way through. We're going to go to Patriarchy. Now we're going to put on the ability block. Since we can't carry forward Nightiel, we don't care about her cooldowns. Put on the ability block. Of course it didn't land. Got our crane technique. Get that shield back up on Tromgar. And we could use the offensive up, but we don't want to at this point, because what we don't want is for us to kill faster. We want to get those cooldowns back where we want them. That slow is really helping us just chip away at those cooldowns. And there we go. So you can kind of start to see how this team plays itself out over and over and over again. So for our next matchup here, we have the side rooms. Now you can go in and take out these side rooms, but remember, it's going to eat your cooldowns. So if you're not comfortable with it, just skip it. For the purpose of this video, we're just going to skip those. Here we have a Tromgar, Nightiel, Zera, Patriarchy, Freezard. We're going to copy Nightiel again to get those bonuses, because then he assists on the Soleus attacks as well. We're going to copy Nightiel, but we're going to try to get Freezard out of there because of the AoE damage. And then we're going to move to Zera, Nightiel. So let's go over to Freezard. Let's get up our tenacity increase. That slow is going to help get our taunt up. Now we're going to go to Nightiel and copy her. Okay, now we're going to use our AoE. Hoof Cruel needs some shield. Now that we stole Nightiel, she can get rid of some of these as well. Use our invisibility. Boom. We are going to use this to get rid of that heal reduction. AoE. Okay, this is our Freezard, so we're just going to basic. Now we're going to get Nightiel out of there. Alright, so he doesn't need a whole health, and we don't want to waste our huge heal here, so we're just going to use Ammo's Blessing. Get him back up to full. Now we are going to ability block Patriarchy. Come back over to Tromgar. Try to get him out of there. Okay, we're going to put that back on Tromgar. And there we go. Everybody's maintaining. Everybody's staying where we want them to stay. And we continue through it. Alright, so we have Tromgar, Mars, Soleus, Rantha, and Mortha. So here, I'm going to show you an example of taking a tank. Okay? We're going to get Soleus out of there as fast as we can. And then Mar. Because the reflection, if all of your characters have full health, the AI is going to go after the character with the least amount of health, and that's the reflection you create. So it's going to pull that off of Tromgar, which is going to be huge. This is going to increase Tromgar's longevity. So we're not going to taunt with our Tromgar first. We're going to go over to Soleus. We're going to go to their Tromgar. We're going to go back to Soleus. Get up our tenacity. Okay, we're going to go to this Tromgar because we can get through battle poop easy. Of course he missed. Well, that's going to complicate things a little bit. So you know what we're going to do? I'm going to show you the example of backing out. Things didn't work out well you wanted it to because he dodged that invisibility, which is going to screw us. It's going to take us longer to get through it. So we back out. We go back in and we battle. And then we just start the process over again. Go after Soleus. We got the stun on him this time. We save everything and we just start chipping away at Soleus. Put up our tenacity. We're going to steal their Tromgar. Now we're going to go over to Battle Poo to avoid the counters. He's already gone. Now this is our Tromgar. Tried for the stun. Didn't work out. Oh, he has the Furious Flame Totem. Okay, so he has an artifact on there. So we're going to put Ammo's Blessing on Patriarch Chi. And we're going to AoE. Put this on himself. Now we're going to get the taunt up with our Tromgar. Get the taunt up on that Tromgar. Okay, go back to Soleus. Okay, we got their Soleus out of there. Let's get Rantha. We're looking good on health. We don't care about this Stromgar here. All right, we're gonna save that. Oh no, we're gonna use it. But he resisted it. Okay, now we need Freezard. So now Freezard looking good. AoE. Now we just start chipping away. Don't need to heal. Alright. Came out with a little more damage on that we would have liked. Tromgar had some key resists, but it's nothing we can't recover from. Cooldowns are pretty much where we want them to be. And I could have played it a little differently. But here, now we're going to run into some trouble. Because of this lead right here. And we're gonna show you how to get rid of that. Now you gotta remember, do not taunt versus a 0 lead on your first move. Okay? And here we're probably gonna steal the Patriarch Chi from that team to help us restore all the shields. So we don't want to taunt here. Don't use this because it only is a 1-turn cooldown on all this stuff. So let's go after Soleus. Dodges, of course. Gets the slow up. Let's get our tin up. See? I just messed up. So here we're going to come over and steal their Patriarch Chi. Alright. And let's keep pounding away on their Soleus. We're going to put this onto Soleus. Now we are going to get up our taunt. We're going to try to stealth him. Beautiful. Come back to Soleus. Here we are going to mini AoE. Now we have shield. We're going to put that onto Tromgar. Keep going on their Soleus. He doesn't need to heal, and he has the heal block on him anyways, so let's go after Mar. See if we can stun Mar to avoid that AoE. Alright, we got the stun on Zira. Perfect. So let's go over to Zira. We don't care about this Patriarchy's cooldowns. Let's try to stun their Tromgar. Perfect. Go back to Zira. And that's fine, just let him build up. We're going to actually go for Tromgar. And we're going to see how much shield we can get back. And that's Archie. Let's go for Tromgar here. Seeing as we're just using our basics and chipping away. Brings down our cooldowns. That's theirs. So we got this back. Now let's go to Freezard. Perfect. Gave himself some shield. That's fine. That's ours. Let's do this. So we'll make sure our cooldowns are where we want them. So that fight worked out perfect. We came away with more shield on our characters than we came into that fight. Our cooldowns are where we want them. That was a perfect fight for us to continue going longer. Now we're not even going to try these rooms. So here, again, we have the Zira lead. Kiri's going to be a problem. But we're going to try to copy Nightiel, if we can. Okay? Because that synergy between her and Solius is really going to help us out. It's going to put our mages under stealth. That's going to be what we want to try. Kiri's going to be a problem for us, though. Alright, let's get our slow on Solius. Taunt. Oh, okay, see? I forgot, so let's back out. And this is why Cruel is so important, because she can stealth Kiri, hopefully, and get him out of there. So again, we'll go for Solius. Now, we are going to get the stun on him. That's beautiful. We don't want our tenacity to increase up. We're going to move over to Nightiel. Copy Nightiel. We're going to AoE. And we're going to go after Kiri. Use our crane technique over here on Tromgar. Stealth her. Come back over. Now we can get our taunt up. Get our damage boost up. That's why it's important to copy Nightiel, because we just took out Solius. We're going to try to get Freezard to his cheat death, which we did. Okay, they took our Nightiel out of there, and that's fine. But let's get him healed up. Okay, get her under stealth so we can... Now we're going to use our big heal because we need it on Tromgar and Patriarchy. Get Tromgar some shield back. Gonna save the taunt. Now we're just gonna basic so we have everything ready to go. So you could see if we didn't build up those shields like we did last time, that would have been a much, much harder fight for us. So Here we go again, another Zira lead. Eric Shieldbreaker is going to be our main target. We're going to try to copy Nightail again. If Eric Shieldbreaker gets up his rousing cry, which he probably will because we don't got enough DPS to burn him down, we might back out, take out Cruel, and put in Garrett for this fight. Garrett is a great substitute for Eric Shieldbreaker because if you get that anti-mage arrow, you clear all that off. But we'll see. We're going to see how this fight plays out. So we're going to try to stun Shieldbreaker. That was huge for us. Absolutely huge for us. Get the slow on. We're going to move over to Nightail and copy Nightail. Go back to Shieldbreaker. We're going to put the cheat death onto Chi, in case we don't get up our dispel fast enough. At least we know he's not going to die. AoE. Taunt. Get him under stealth. Gonna get that onto Chi. Offense up. That hurt us. I'm going to hold off on the heal, which could be a mistake. AoE. Now let's go over to Zira. Now, we can't really put on... Oh, we lost Tromgar, so let's back out. So we're going to continue to go after Shieldbreaker first. We are going to copy Nightail. Stealth him. Put that on Chi. Okay, we got Shieldbreaker out of there. Heals. Let's go after Zira. Gonna try to ability block Soleus. Perfect. Put on the cheat death onto Tromgar. Let's get Nightail out of there. Get Tromgar some health and shield. And we are going to put on the regeneration. AoE. Get some more offense. Put him back under stealth. Nightail's gone. Start working on our cooldowns. There we go. We got through it. So you see, backing out really helped us maintain. We got a much better rotation that time around. And there we go. On to 12. Now for 12, oof, we have another Zira lead. Hard Orc is going to be our first. We're going to try to copy Nightail. Hard Orc, he has ability block, cheat death for the team. So we really want to try to get him out of there, and he's super squishy as well. Only level 80 is Soleus, but we're not too worried about that at this point. So let's go in and see what we can do. Sometimes I find that level 11 is worse than level 12. It still holds true. So we are going to copy Nightail right off the bat. And here, now we can taunt with Traumgar on our first turn. Let's get that slow. Save that. Now here, where this is the last level, we don't got to worry about anything. AoE. We don't got to worry about cooldowns, nothing. Okay, next up, we are going to try to take out Zira. Ability block Soleus. Oh, it didn't work. It's alright. We won't even need it. We're just going to put this on Traumgar. AoE. Get our taunt up. And heal. And we got this. And there it is. We just completed tower, so you can see how these team works, thought processes behind it. And that's how I go into tower. So we had a backup in Garrett we didn't have to touch. You know, you maintain your cooldowns. Now we got them up to 20. We have our team built the way we want it. And that's how you do it. You just take your time, you play it. If you mess up, you back out, you start again. So I really want to thank Sephiroth for letting me use his account to show everybody how I talk about tower and how you can get through it. So, you know, the main components is you have a healer, you have a reliable tank, you have a DPS, you try to get in a dispeller, and by no means were the team we were using was that in any stretch of the imagination an OP team. Now we could have brought in Garrett, but Cruel is farmable, Freezard farmable. Soleus is technically farmable. Patriarch Chi, very early in the game and farmable. Traumgar. So, you know, it wasn't a super crazy team, and we got through it. So, that is how we get through tower. So, big thank you again to Sephiroth, and you have to let me know, buddy, if this helped you out, watching me do it, and I can't wait for us to get together to do an account review for you, and talk about runes and where we can improve. So, with that being said, if you're liking what you're seeing, please like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm your boy Zeri. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.